what I've been wanting to do is show these water planes that are available in the SOE pack. For me personally, they're an overlooked item because, to be honest, as much as I would like to use them, they're a little bit of a bear to work with. And you can see why is because they are so big that it's hard to get a good snapping point on anything other than Spectacle Island. Okay, I got lucky there. So what I'm trying to do is frame these in, several of them, to get a good look at them in the daylight. And you really need a big place like Spectacle Island to do this. As you can see, I still didn't quite have the right snap on it, so hence you'll see a lot of the half tiles, the small tiles, to work around it. So you will experience that, but there are so many of these water planes. I knew that they needed to be mentioned if they haven't been already. Let me just run over here to the beginning of them, and I will show what each one of them is and the difference. This one is called Creek Sanctuary, and yes, it does look very familiar. If I was at Sanctuary and put this right next to the creek, I'm sure it would look exactly like it. This one seems to be glitching a little bit. I don't have a floor on this, so that could be it. This is Institute water, but I don't have a floor on any of these, so that could be the problem there. It's very blue, doesn't look like it has very much opacity. This is Marsh Dark, I'm sure you can read that. It has some opacity and kind of a black color to it. Mass Fusion, pretty much zero opacity. There's still a little bit, or maybe it's called translucency. I'm not sure what the correct terminology for that is, but these are just all, that might look good. It's too bad that these aren't in smaller sizes, really. Purified, and that would work well if I had a floor on it and I wanted to make a purified water plant, water purification plant, or deionization plant. I could have one holdover tank, look like something like this, and then finished water tank with this water. So it gives you some options like that. Ocean, and I wanted to put this out here to see how closely it resembles the ocean, and it's pretty close. So it would be good to use this down close to there. It looks exactly like the ocean, really, once to get down there. So I may use that back over there in my house that I started. But going back over to these, where you will find these is under the SOE pack, way at the end, under Miss Structure. Up one, over to the second to the very end, water plane. Now they've got bloody water. I didn't put all of these out, there's just too many of them. Cambridge lab water. Creek Sanctuary, which I think I have over there. The Glowing Sea, which I think you would definitely want a bottom on it. But unfortunately, you can't use a small part of that. A red version of the Glowing Sea. Water Institute, which I have. Lake Forest. See if I can get it to snap. Now, of course, it may help me to get into a different person view, like third person, but I don't do that. Lake Irrigated. That's interesting. It looks like it does have a how it turns into green hue. That blue turns into green as it passes through here. A couple of murky Mass Fusions, Ocean, Old Gullet, Old Gullet Slow. I think I remember where that is. Pond. You know, it'd be a big pond if you wanted to use it, for sure. It's got some nice translucency to it. You may find these a welcome asset to your Spectacle Island builds. I'm not sure where else you could use them. So maybe in the future, you know, a lot of these mod makers, they put something out, they get interested in something else, and they move on. I don't blame them. So there may or may not be any more additions to SOE pack. I don't know. But this is another example of some of the stuff that he's got that I'm going to incorporate one of these somehow. And I may use several tiles of the same. Maybe I'll just cover in this whole middle section with a water of my liking. And I'll just make Spectacle Island more of a water world than a terrestrial island. With that thing right there just kind of rising up out of the water. Yeah, I think I'm going to do something like that. I'm going to try to use a large section of these. See what it looks like. I don't know. For you guys that can use it, yet maybe I'll find a use for it. What are the other big sets? Well, you could probably fit one of these at Abernathy, or maybe squeeze it into Sanctuary Hills. But to experiment, I would suggest coming out here first. And you can see how I started, not finished. I would have to continue out over here to snap me on some floors to get down to my bottom sections here. Unless I download the mod snappable brick foundations. I haven't done that yet. My God, I keep snapping on mods. There's no telling what's going to happen next. But I'm still going through SOE pack. SOE. So that's some more of that stuff. And this is another example of SOE. I like the BOS so much that I had actually made entire settlements with nothing but BOS, because I like this flooring so much, and I like the walls, the BOS walls. I know I'm jumping off to something else, but this will be coming because I want to cover BOS parts, because they are back. I guess I like them so much because we had these back when we didn't have concrete or nothing. You know, I was playing with these parts and we just didn't have a whole hell of a lot. So maybe that's why I like them so much. But they're good. Anyway, guys, there's Water Plains, SOE pack. Settlement Objects Expansion pack. Water Plains. Appreciate it.